3 inches and became an MVP and was amazing, and I don't think that's replicable.
And it's not like he fell into their lap, but, I mean, there is an element of that. I mean, they couldn't possibly have guessed he'd be what he is.
No, you have to get lucky.
Yeah.
And whether you're getting lucky at the top of the draft or like with Golden State got Steph Curry 7th,
right?
You have to get lucky with somebody. And this is why the Celtics during this decade, they took all these swings at high lottery picks. Philly did too, hoping you get lucky with somebody. Philly got lucky with Embiid. Unclear if the Celtics got lucky with anybody, and Milwaukee got the luckiest.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. We've got DeRozan, Aldridge out there with Trey Lyles. Then there's Derek White, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton the 2 wings. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. Now here's Giannis, following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And Antetokounmpo showing his versatility yet again. His dribble moves are virtually unguardable.
Outside DeRozan. Poked loose. Fast break, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo running. Yep, it counts.
Boy, the overwhelming strength of Giannis just excels at fighting his way through the defense. Very impressive.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. And there's the pass to Lyles. A fader. And they pick up 2.
You know, there are some that say Aldridge likes his mid-range game a little too much. But, hey, there's a lot to like about the way he shoots it from there.
Now here's Giannis. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Bulls in Chicago.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down hard and simply.
Now here's White. He's tightly guarded. Teardrop shot. That one drops for him. And perhaps no 7-footer in the league. Bill has increased his range. More success. One of the guys I really enjoy watching is Brook Lopez.
Yeah, he was one of the big winners last season. The three-point thing became such a thing for Lopez that I actually think they forgot sometimes, especially in the playoffs, that he's also a really good low-post player. And I thought he had advantages in the Toronto series where, especially on mismatches, when he could have really torched them and they just weren't going to him. So
he can block some shots. I mean, he can do a lot of things in that floor.
I like his inside-outside game. And by the way, he was like the 9th pick in the draft. Like, he's a real guy. He was somebody that was a max guy. It's not like he's some fluke.
And the dunk by Giannis.
Really, you know what? Trying to keep Antetokounmpo off the glass, that's a tough assignment because he's long and he can leap.
Now here's DeRozan. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. And it's off the back rim, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Antetokounmpo passes to DiVincenzo. And Giannis throws it down.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo has some major hops. At almost 7 feet tall, he makes it look effortless.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up.
People have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it. I mean,
and we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
Our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah. I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point.
Boy, that's what you like to see from DeRozan, guys. I mean, putting that vertical leap on display to get in there and get the board.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse. and that frees up the shooters going forward.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Free throw is off from DeRozan.
Boy, DeRozan is a treat to watch. This guy is athletic, and he throws down some monster dunks. This dude is sick at the rim.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Pass to Lyles to the inside. Here's Aldridge. Lopez with the block.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
Here's DiVincenzo. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here is Forbes, Lyles, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Matthews scanning the floor. Inside, left block shot on the way. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Matthews. 12 points for Giannis.
And how about 6 of 8 with that one? And there is no slowing down this young man.
And, Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. And should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change, which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is.
No,
it's big. Oh, my goodness! What a play!
That is a DeRozan specialty there. Draw contact, convert, and then head to the line for a freebie. Not by accident. That's his plan.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
Guys, he is close to where he was last year in that category, but his numbers are still down just a skosh.
George Hill's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Free throw is off from DeRozan. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a 10-point game. A 3-ball. Lopez, no luck.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Pass to Lyles. Down low. Lopez with the steal. Middleton outside. At the elbow, it's Antetokounmpo. Kicks to Hill. Back to Giannis. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 15 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Pass to Lyles. The shot. Lopez with the block. Giannis against White. Kicks it down to Middleton. Antetokounmpo trying to free himself up. And Giannis throws it down.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Outside DeRozan. Clock at 6. Back to Lyles. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it. I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
Hey, we have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, and we have Vince Carter and Ken Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, you know, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just...
Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Korver comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Matthews. Murray against Hill. Murray, no good.
Well, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Hill against Murray. That's tipped. Antetokounmpo up top. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
Murray kicks to Bellinelli. It's Carroll on the wing. Back to Bellinelli. Shot clock at 5. A rebound by the Bucks. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And you look at how they match up. Certainly you could see them losing, but you would still expect them to come away with 2 wins.
Here's Pirtle. And again, unable to change momentum here. And Milwaukee, as recently as 2014, Bill, they were last in the league in attendance, so nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, until they have expansion. Maybe that's the only way they could go down. When you have one of the best 6 players in the league, that usually helps your attendance.
People forget about Milwaukee back in the 70s.
I don't.
And I don't either.
The Celtics played them in the 74 finals. That was the first finals I ever went to.
Really?
Kareem. I was at the game with the skyhook to win in double overtime, game 6. But, yeah, they have a really good history. I actually really like the 80s teams that never could quite get over the hump. They came very close a bunch of times.
I bet you love the Mecca. Not just looking at it on
love
TV. How great place.
It was one of the great old arenas. They just don't make them that way anymore.
Pulls up on the elbow. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. 23 points for Giannis.
And it's hard not to commend the calm nature and demeanor of the Greek Freak. I mean, even in pressure situations, Antetokounmpo never seems to get outside of himself or never seems to give in to what the defense is trying to do to disrupt him.
Fade away. The shot by Bellinelli. No good. Milwaukee leading by 20. And Connaughton has it in the corner. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. There's the pass to Hill. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 23. 8 feet away, and another basket for Milwaukee.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Inside, and Bellinelli kicks to Pirtle. Here's Murray. Good on the bucket.
That's one thing, guys, Murray's never afraid to do. Lean in, draw contact, and put the defender in a bind.
Giannis outside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Jakob Pirtle.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
The Bucks shooting their first free throw this game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And this year they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And for the Spurs, they're shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Murray against Hill. Murray, the pass to Gay. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. Rebound, Milwaukee. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena. And they proved it that game.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks in very good shape with a 23-point lead.
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Bucks to be in. What do you think, guys?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Ilyasova out there with Brown. Then there's Hill. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Connaughton in at the 2. Bill, you study pop culture. The 2K Esports League is a phenomenon right now, which is sweeping the country. Do you think that's going to alter the perception of gaming in any way?
Yeah, I would say it has one of the best chances of any esports league to succeed because people just love basketball. And you can feel it there in the offseason. The shift in basketball content and the fact that it's now a 12-month-a-year sport for us. And now it goes from the playoffs to the draft to where people going in free agency. And then that plays out for a month, and then something else will happen. All of a sudden, it's August.
Summer leagues are
summer
coming
leagues
up.
happening, and then all of a sudden the season's close, and then you just kind of recycle, and it's a 12-month-a-year sport.
Yeah,
Take
right.
a break. Take a break.
And let's catch up
Two
with our
shots.
sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. Now, we all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Milwaukee making a switch here. DiVincenzo's checked in. He hits the second from the line. Bill, I wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the 2K League, and you mentioned how basketball has grown into essentially a 12-month-a-year sport.
For me, a 2K Esports League just makes sense. It fits into that. I think people love the players. I think they care about these athletes in basketball so much more than the other sports. And for me, it's really gratifying because I've loved basketball my whole life. And for a while there, when I grew up as a kid, they were tape delaying the finals. And, you know, it was like the second-tier league. And now to see how popular it is and how much people love it, it's just, I feel like I was in early. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, when Magic Johnson is a rookie and starting at center in Game 6 in Philadelphia, yes.
And it was tape delayed.
And it was tape delayed.
My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston, and I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game for me, and it's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Esports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
Yeah, right.
They
care about it.
They care about it. They have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online. And this is what they're doing all day.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And, Bill, we were talking about how so many NBA players are playing 2K these days and getting to play online against people you don't know.
Yeah.
Can't see.
I remember my buddy Gus, who I played a ton of video games with in the 80s. The first time we could play online against each other was like a really pivotal moment in both of our lives. Sometime in the mid-2000s. He was like, this is amazing. You're in Connecticut,
How
I'm
can
in
this
LA,
be?
and we're playing video games. This is great. We've arrived.
Ilyasova passes to DiVincenzo. And Giannis earning another All-NBA nod, Bill. He'll be eligible to sign the biggest contract in NBA history this coming summer.
I thought you had the biggest contract in NBA
you,
history.
After you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After
I'm
you.
confused. Well, what's funny about this is they could have signed him to the max a few years ago. And there was this rule that you could only have one guy on your team could have a 5-year max. And they were saving it for Jabari Parker.
Right.
So they signed him for 4 years, $100 million. A little bit of a discount. Now he's going to make them pay. And
in a big way.
If I was Giannis, I would be very spiteful about the fact that they cared about Jabari more than me, and I would want to sign with the Celtics. But that's just me.
That was a different GM, though, at the time.
Listen, it doesn't matter who it was.
Right.
They didn't treat you right, Giannis. You should leave.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for Pat Connaughton. San Antonio also making some changes. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. And it's DeRozan in for DeMarre Carroll. He's perfect from the line this time.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Gay outside. It's Aldridge high post. Over Lopez. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I mean, with his combination of size and touch, he's a real threat from mid-range.
Ilyasova passes to Middleton. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Hard to disrupt or shake Middleton when he's in the zone. I mean, doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's still going to get his shot up and down.
Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. That one goes. Count it. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Pass to Lopez. From the arc. Mills with the rebound. Spurs trail by 21. Here's Gay. Ilyasova comes up with the rebound.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play, defended the shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
And that one's good by Gay.
This is something Gay has steadily improved on over time, a dangerous shooter from beyond the arc now.
Down, down low. Bellinelli is covering. Here's DiVincenzo. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Rebound, Milwaukee. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's Brown with the 3. The shot misses. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
There's all kind of talk in the game today about stretching the floor, because when you do that, everything else just becomes a little easier.
Passes it to DiVincenzo. The teardrop falls in. DiVincenzo's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Here's Gay, and it's sent back by Lopez. Brown feeling it out a bit. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
No easy options for the defense when Lopez gets in deep.
For Milwaukee, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
2 shots.
Two.
The first one falls.
Up around 80% for his career, Lopez more than comfortable earning his points at the charity stripe.
Wesley Matthews checked in for Milwaukee. Trey Lyles checked in for the Spurs. Bryn Forbes comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Lopez hits them both. Spurs trail by 20. Outside DeRozan. That's good, and that evens things out for him. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
The determination that DeRozan brings to scoring in the painted area, really unmatched. He's not going to mess up too many of those chances.
Outside Matthews. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Matthews strong and confident, able to finish through tough defense there.
And Mills kicks to DeRozan. Here's Aldridge. Matthews with the rebound.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Spurs.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Spurs shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And the Bucks with some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And it's Korver in for Chris Middleton. Derek White's checked in for San Antonio. And he ends up missing both free throws.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Lyles kicks to Forbes. DeRozan in the corner. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Korver. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 10.
Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Here's DiVincenzo. White covering. Lopez outside. It's Matthews on the wing. Covered by Lyles. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. That's tipped.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And the shot goes in. And the Bucks lead by 20.
A guy that doesn't give up on the glass. Lopez, a real force at rebounding the ball.
Here's White. And he drops in the layup off the glass. White's got his second basket of the night.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's DiVincenzo. And he dunks it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G.A., the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
The Spurs shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Giannis comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Hill in for Dante DiVincenzo. Murray's checked in for San Antonio. That's good from Aldridge.
Yeah, you know, players like Aldridge are a little bit of a diminishing breed in the NBA, a master in the low post with all sorts of ways to score in the paint.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
And looking now to numbers for DeRozan. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. He's averaging 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you can't help but be impressed by his numbers.
You know, guys, I think he's the engine of this offense. He makes them go. Without his scoring, I think they'd be a totally different team.
First one falls for him.
Hey, if you had a list of the most athletic players in the NBA and did a roll call, it would be not long before you got to Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak is the real deal.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Spurs trail by 19. Murray with the bounce pass. Aldridge the pass to Murray. Basket good.
Well, you look at that situation. He thought he could keep Murray from converting if he got physical with him. You better think again.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And he's putting together a solid year at the free throw line, 79% overall.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Trey Lyles.
Shots.
Free throw good, Murray.
How about this little nugget, guys? When Murray earned all defensive second-team honors in his rookie year, he became the youngest player in NBA history to make the all-defense team.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Doesn't go that time. And the Spurs going the other way now. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
You know, one of the biggest fears when you face a team like this with DeRozan is his ability to run the floor. And when he does that, he can hurt you on the break.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. And good that time. Antetokounmpo's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Outside DeRozan. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do on the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. And it's Murray penetrating. Lopez with the block.
And the space Lopez is able to cover on defense, using that size and length to reject the shots.
And always as enlightening as you're going to find. Bill, thank you so much for your insights. Always appreciate you joining us. I hope you come back.
I don't want to leave. Why do I have to go? Can I just stay here for the
I'm
rest
reading
of the
this
game?
note, and the note says,
No, I
thanks,
wanna
Bill.
go. I'm not leaving.
Hope he comes back.
I'm staying.
Okay. And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Shooting 2.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for the Bucks. The Spurs also with the sub. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. DeMar DeRozan hits them both. And so he'll bring it up for Milwaukee. The pass to Lopez. 43 seconds left in the first half. It's back to Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Top of the key. And he connects with the jumper. Hill's got his first points of the game.
I think Hill is very difficult to stay with in pick and roll situations. Kind of a guessing game, whether he's going to pass or shoot after the screen.
Murray, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now, Giannis. 37 points for him. Beyond the arc.
Well, you got to give Carroll credit there. I mean, he works his behind off on defense and really makes it hard for the guy he's guarding.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight.
Going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Bucks leading by 18. On the court right now for the Spurs. Aldridge out there with Trey Lyles. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's Derek White. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. They get a hand on it. White drives in, and Forbes has it in the corner. Connects from three-point range. Forbes has got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Spurs. The Bucks shooting straight 49% from the field. Giannis, that's a two-pointer. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Man, he's got it going now. When he's in this kind of a zone, I think the D's happy to just get out of Antetokounmpo's way.
DeRozan against Middleton. DeRozan's shot is off. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Giannis with it. And it's White with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Pass to DeRozan. Fades and shoots. Another one falls for San Antonio.
DeRozan has a dynamic mid-range game. Whether he's wide open or being defended well, he can knock it down from there.
Here's DiVincenzo. And White with the block. DeRozan against Middleton. Outside White. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill. Outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Free throw good. Giannis.
Well, Milwaukee is exactly what a small market success story looks like.
Yeah, you know, a great eye for talent and also some good fortune in landing a player like Giannis in the draft. And small market teams have to home grow their superstars. Then they made smart moves surrounding Giannis with talent and an outstanding coach. The front office deserves buku credit for how they've turned this team into a finals contender.
And Clark, with Giannis, you could see the change in his demeanor last year. You know, he knew he was unguardable when he was on the floor.
Well, guys, you know you're special when you can say nobody can stop me, and the general consensus is you're right. I mean, I can't think of any player in the NBA that's really suited to guard Giannis with his blend of speed and strength and ball skills. That guy handles the ball exceptionally well for a big man.
Aldridge inside. Lopez is there. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
And he makes the first.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Derek White. No good on the second free throw. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And Clark, many fans thought Brook Lopez might have lost it after his stint with Los Angeles, but, you know, he was reborn after joining the Bucks.
Yeah, sometimes a fresh start re-energizes you and helps you change your game. This guy was, though, a 20-point scorer a night in the past, so he can put it in the basket. He didn't get those kind of numbers with the Bucks, but really was exactly what they needed as a big guy who could shoot the three and also be a rim protector inside.
That's good from Lopez.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Brook Lopez hits them both.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-up.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
You know, for a sharpshooter like Forbes, guys, getting points inside can only help him be more effective on the perimeter. It actually add a step to his quickness.
You were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
No good from Gay.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot. Love the read there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, his basketball IQ is really impressive when it comes to alley-oop attempts.
Gay dishes to Forbes. Right side, DeRozan. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Here's Giannis. Good. Nice job down low. Giannis has got 46 points. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
They're high energy
For Brook Lopez. And it's Sterling Brown in for Matthews. The Spurs also with the sub. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Spurs passing it around. Mills looking it over. Gay right side. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
They get it again, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second-chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Kicks it to Brown. Here's Ilyasova. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And that is exactly what Ilyasova is out there to do. I mean, his jump shot is straight catch.
And here's Mills. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Gay. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo, I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now.
Deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
And Mills kicks to Bellinelli. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely, and that one is good.
You know, that's what Mills gives you when he's on the floor, a dangerous shooter who can cause problems for the defense.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo screams it in.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Back to Mills. Aldridge, the pass to Mills for three. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. And finished off by Brown.
You know, when you see Antetokounmpo make a pass like that, it tells you just how much he's matured and grown as a player and decision maker.
Gay outside. Back to Mills. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Milwaukee ball.
Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Bucks. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out.
And seeing where the Bucks are, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Now, here's Bellinelli. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Back to Aldridge. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Mark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf. And board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
And he can't get the first one. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Korver comes in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Brown. And George Hills subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. San Antonio also making some changes. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Gay. Damari Carroll comes in for Bryn Forbes. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills. Good on the second free throw. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that will be the middle game of this three-game homestand. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Giannis.
There's been a drop-off in the rebounding numbers. He seems to be getting out-muscled on the glass in a way we didn't see earlier in the season. His last 10 games,
Take a break.
the totals have taken a huge hit.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Passes to Poeltl. Aldridge with it. Almost, but it rolls out.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Pass to Hill. To the paint. 5 to shoot from the baseline. Lopez with the bucket.
A legitimate threat to score from the mid-range. Lopez is skilled at cashing in from that area.
The pass to Poeltl. He dishes it to Carroll. Pass to Bellinelli. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's Connaughton. Aldridge is covering. Passes it to Hill. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Count that one. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area. Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
There's the lob, and Kumbo, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
Man, how about the vision of the hometown hero, George Hill, spotting a teammate and whipping it over quickly.
Poeltl dishes to Murray. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Poeltl kicks to Murray. It's stolen by Hill. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way. Lays it in off the breakaway. Hill's got his second bucket of the night.
One of the things you like about Hill is his instincts. This guy just has a nice feel for where to go on the break.
Murray against Hill. Basket counts. Murray's got his third bucket of the night.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Murray against Hill. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
51 seconds left in the third quarter. Tries it from 19. Chalk up 2 there. Aldridge has got 4 points this quarter.
Solid job moving the ball. Carroll is a team player who doesn't allow the ball to stick in his hands. He moves it.
Hill finds Lopez. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Jakob Poeltl.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Bucks. Matthews comes in for Kyle Korver. The Spurs also changing it up. Lyles checked in for Aldridge. DeMar DeRozan comes in for DeMar Carroll, and it's White in for Bellinelli. And he's good on the second. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside, White puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds in the game. Matthews against White. For the 3. But they get it back.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's
Performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Robin Lopez, Wilson out there with Antetokounmpo, then it's George Hill, and it's Connaughton in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, Clark, underrated athleticism for Derek White. For a 6'4" guard, he can finish above the rim.
And not only that, guys, but he also blocks shots. I mean, coming out of college, he and number 1 pick Markelle Fultz, the only players in the Pac-12 that rank top 10 in scoring, assists, and blocks. That's a heck of a triple.
And the first one drops.
Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
So he gets them both. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
Connaughton, it's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got his 6th rebound on the night. Walker with a clean look. A 3-pointer off the mark. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. It's Hill on the wing, guarded by Walker. Hill passes to Wilson. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Wilson's got his first points in this one. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Pass to Poeltl. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
shot. One shot.
And that one falls for White. The Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Connaughton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Bounce pass, Lopez. Here's Hill, and Pirtle sends it back.
Wonderful anticipation that time from Pirtle, positioning himself perfectly to send that one back.
Here's DeRozan, knocks it loose. That shot off. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Outside Hill. Now the pass to Lopez. It's back to Hill. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
I think that's a testament to Hill's attitude. I mean, he does not hesitate at all when he has the ball right next to the hoop.
Back to DeRozan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the rookie of the year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. Well, a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Sterling Brown comes in for Pat Connaughton. San Antonio also making some changes. Medu, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Gay comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for White. And both free throws good for Lopez. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Hill. Shots good by Mills.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
San Antonio.
And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Thursday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And looking at the Bucks matchup, it's a chance for them to come out and knock off the top dog in the league. A win there can be a big step forward for this team.
And the dunk by Lyles.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Brown outside. Here's Hill. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Hill. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Lopez. That misses off the backboard. And there's the foul that goes on Ilyasova. That'll be his second foul of the game. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Walker surveying the floor. Brown against Gay. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
Hey, the long arms of Ilyasova, an asset on defense. Really able to contest shots at a high level.
It's Brown with the drive. Gay with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Pass to Lopez. Here's DiVincenzo. And here's Brown outside.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Here's Walker. Rebounded by the Bucks. DiVincenzo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Passes it to Brown. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Trying to get something going. Ilyasova can't hit. And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. They get the rebound. Medu can't hit.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall, I think it's pretty solid.
Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying it. If you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal.
And the Spurs making a change here. Carroll's checked in. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. The Bucks working the ball around. Shot clock at 6. To stop the drought. Here's Ilyasova. Ball's knocked loose. The Spurs shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Carroll passes to Medu. Lopez with the steal. Fast break, Milwaukee. Brown, good.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
Boy, there's not much defense available once a steal is made. That's the best time to attack on the break.
Now Mills. A floater. Not going to go that time. Good D by Lopez. Here's DiVincenzo. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24. It goes now to the new number, 14 seconds.
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
It's Carroll on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Ball stolen. DiVincenzo powered down with both hands.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
And it's off from three-point range.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Carroll passes to Lyles. The dish to Mills. 5 on the clock. The rebound by the Bucks.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Well, Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
To the inside. And he could not get them one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That's his 3rd personal foul. At the line for the Spurs, Jemezi Metutu. At the line for 2.
Two shot.
The first free throw is good. Both good from the line that time.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
With the floater, and Pirtles sends it back.
He just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Mills passes to Walker. To the right side. Carroll with it. 6 to shoot. Second chance shot. Good.
Like how assertive Carroll is near the basket, capitalizing inside.
Milwaukee has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Here's Lopez. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 11 rebounds. 1:52 left in the 4th quarter. And it's sent back by Lopez. And it was not a clean block. Whistle blows and a foul on the defender here. It's a shooting foul, so free throws will be coming up. The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills now with a decade in the NBA.
6'0". And that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, here's kind of an interesting perspective question for you. How much of making it to the NBA is talent? How much of it is the work you put into it?
Kevin, if I were to give this a ratio, I would probably say 65% talent, 35% work ethic.
Wow.
Because you have to have a level of unique giftedness to be an NBA player. Many can work really hard and not be NBA caliber. So I think there's, I tilt that 65-35 talent to work ethic.
He lobs it up.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Unless you're the team getting punched on. That would be the difference.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bucks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis.
Yeah, and he was aggressive rebounding the ball tonight. I think his aggressiveness on the glass helped set the tone.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Connaughton's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Bellinelli's checked in. Free throw good. Mills.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
Pass to Korver. Bellinelli pulls it in. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Here's Connaughton. Lopez outside. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Korver passes to Wilson. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Here's Antetokounmpo. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Connaughton. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over.